who took part in the inaugural Saudi event in England this month have been barred from play. All three events co-signed.
This is staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with your regional radio forecast. Partly cloudy skies today with a high of 90. Southeasterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies again tonight, lows dip down to about 67. Mainly cloudy tomorrow, slight chance for scattered rain showers. High temperatures reach up to 91. Hear weather twice an hour or online anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com. Currently, it's 71.
There's a clear choice for Congress. Mary Miller voted with the Socialist Squad to defund our military. Like Joe Biden, Miller coddles criminal illegal immigrants and says it's our responsibility to care for them. Ann Miller knowingly hired a convicted pedophile to be her driver and allowed him to prowl our neighborhoods and put our kids at risk, abandoning our troops, giving aid to criminals who illegally cross our border. Embracing a convicted pedophile, fake conservative Mary Miller can't be trusted. Conservative Congressman Rodney Davis voted to strengthen our military and give our troops a pay raise. Davis voted for President Trump's wall and to cut off funding for sanctuary cities. And Davis is endorsed by the Illinois Fraternal Order of Police because he's tough on crime. Rodney Davis is the strong conservative that Illinois families can trust.
I'm Rodney Davis, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Rodney for Congress.
Big changes have happened at Memorial. One of them will simplify the way you get immediate and everyday care. Introducing Memorial Care, the new name for many of the services you use regularly, including urgent care, x-rays, labs, and appointments with your primary care provider. Memorial Care makes it easy to find the care you need, both virtually and in person. Learn more online at memorial.health. Welcome to the new symbol of health.
Hi, this is Cody Lee Snow asking for your vote in Tuesday's Republican primary for DeWitt County Treasurer. I'm a Clinton High graduate with a bachelor's degree in accounting, and I'm proud to call DeWitt County home. I feel my extensive accounting background in financial, managerial, fund, and cost accounting is what the DeWitt County Treasurer's Office needs. My goals include bringing a more user-friendly experience to the office with updated technology and ensuring that the county is better off for future generations. I'd ask that you vote for me, Cody Lee Snow, on June 28th in the DeWitt County Treasurer Republican primary.
Paid for by Cody Lee Snow.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace now offers free assembly and free delivery, so it's never been easier to get a great grill for your family, like a Weber gas grill, a Traeger wood pellet grill, or a Big Green Egg charcoal grill. Only at your neighborhood Ace. Around the block. What you need in stock. With people who know their grills.
This is Brad from Gibson Ace Hardware in Clinton, Illinois. Stop in to see us, the helpful place at 114 North Madison Street, Clinton.
See participating store for details.
SIU Center for Family Medicine inside the Logan County Health Department at 109 3rd Street in Lincoln provides complete family health care services to insured, underinsured, or uninsured. SIU Medicine offers a medicated assistance recovery clinic. The MAR Clinic assists those addicted to opioids. This clinic supports and treats people with the help they need. Complete dental services are available. Veteran assistance and financial aid are both available. Call SIU Center for Family Medicine in Lincoln for your appointment, 217-735-2317, or click their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
When did elections become a game? Like hide and seek for grown-ups. Tricky grown-ups. Look at Rodney Davis. Do you ever hear Davis talk about his votes to send your tax dollars to Planned Parenthood? True. Davis voted for taxpayer funding of Planned Parenthood. 4 times. 4 times Davis voted for taxpayer funding of Planned Parenthood, the biggest abortion provider in the country. You won't find that on his campaign website. See? Hide and seek. There's more. Davis once bragged, quote, "I can't wait to work with Nancy Pelosi." And then Davis voted with Pelosi 1,077 times. Rodney Davis, you know his game. Davis talks like a Republican here and votes like a Democrat in Washington. Paid for by Conservative Outsider PAC, copac.us, and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. Conservative Outsider PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It's 9 minutes after 8 o'clock here on this Friday morning. Again, news time, 9 minutes after 8 o'clock. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded local newscast. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. The DeWitt County Board for the better part of 2022 has been debating how to use federal COVID dollars, and there was more of it Thursday night at the monthly board meeting. On the Thursday agenda were a couple of requests for funding for projects and ARPA funds, or American Rescue Plan Act funds, that are in the millions were roped into the conversation. It started with a request from DeWitt County Sheriff Mike Walker for upgrading his department's jail floor. The debate centered around where the funding should come from, as this wasn't a budgeted item. Upon Buck Carter's proposal to use money from an Exelon escrow account, which we'll have more on next week on Regional Radio News, the conversation progressed to using ARPA funds for the proposal.
Well, I think the question behind this real question is it kind of goes back to, because obviously the question is where we're going to fund this from. And it kind of goes back to the last board meeting. Moving forward, we've been kind of using the ARPA funds for various reasons. And there's lots of philosophies of how that money can be best used for the county. I would even advocate that giving money to a business that generates tax base and employs people and offers services to the community is as valuable to the community as tile for the jail, which most of the people in DeWitt County will never step foot in. So I think there's different philosophies there. But the question I really have is, moving forward, I think we need to have a direction on when we're going to use ARPA funds and when we're not. Is it going to be, I'd like new office chairs for my office, or is it going to be for critical things we really do need to take care of while we have this opportunity in our hands?
So you don't consider new tile in the...
I'm not necessarily saying that. To me, that's why I specifically asked him about life safety.
Yeah.
Because if you start to say life safety or this hasn't been touched for 20 to 30 years, that's a different conversation than, hey, I just want some new chairs and some new carpet in my office because it'll look nicer. And I'm not saying that's the case for everything, but I do think that we should prioritize work that's more priority over...
The board approved the sheriff's request for the new jail floor from ARPA money, but Megan Myers echoed Aaron K. Myers' thoughts on prioritizing where they want the money to go. Board Chair Terry Ferguson pointed out there was an agenda item later in the meeting to do just that. And later in the meeting, the board approved making 20% of the total ARPA funds available for grants to small businesses and nonprofits. Ferguson pointed out most businesses that applied for the funding when it was initially made available earlier this year are having a banner year. He felt it would be best used for nonprofits and their revenue losses.
And for your comments about businesses, quite frankly, most of the businesses that made application, if in review with talking with the owners of those businesses, during this process they've had banner year, record years, and that was why we were kind of holding back on helping them when the nonprofits probably got hurt harder than the businesses that applied for.
Ferguson and Dan Matthews outlined how they arrived at the 20%. Matthews noted the federal guidelines have significantly changed regarding how the money can be used.
I'm not sure.
To be honest, I mean, everybody, I've been saying $1 million all along, right? I said that in these meetings. Right. I was thinking a third of the money. And I finally just sat down and went through that list and tried to be as fair, I'll say, as I could, and just looked at what did they ask for, what was life safety, health, what fit into some of those categories. Megan shared a great, if everyone hasn't seen this yet, this I believe is the final, it says June 22 on there, of rules. And so, and most of when I kind of went through that to determine some of the groups and things fit everything that says in here, eligible use of funds, who the groups are, what you can do for them, was I just thought we needed a starting point with that. And by doing that, I actually came up with about $600,000 to, and I thought, that's pretty fair number, and the right groups are getting taken care of in my mind. Everybody should have input on that. Then backed off some to say, we as a group went through and said maybe For instance, the EMA. Instead of paying for 3 units they wanted, we said, let's pay for 2. So there was a little more money that we could use for somebody else. So we kind of backed out a little bit, and we came up to just under $500,000. And we said, okay, now we have $107,000. Where would we put it?
I kind of did the same thing, Dan. I went home the first time we got the applications and split them all out and organized them and prioritized them. And my thought process, I came up with a number a little over $600,000 also. And I felt were valid projects that were based on safety and some of them were based on the fact that the groups that were applying were pretty bad financially, and what they were asking for seemed pretty reasonable. And
as the conversation progressed, County Administrator Dee Dee Rentmeister pointed out the firm they hired to assist the county in using the funds, Bellwether, had advised if the county decides to distribute the money to request tax returns, the other option is go back to the groups and have them make a request for a project. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube. It's brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton.